Hi everybody, this is Madhav here from Remote Marketing, and in today's episode I'm going to talk about company rebranding. Why do companies rebrand? What's the point of it, right? And this is something that I thought about because I've seen in the last couple of years, I've seen a bunch of company wide rebrands of almost pretty much all of the company products I've used. It's everything from Teamwork, Asana, Lead Pages, Customer.io. Two of the companies that I've worked with, Hubstaff, Close, everyone had rebrands. Even even tools and apps that we use every day, Uber, Gmail, Google, they all got rebranded, right? So, and the funny thing is these aren't even rebrands for the first time. I've seen multiple rebrands in the past of the same product. Let's say Google, right? And I've always thought, why do that? Why waste money on that? Is this like a new game that rich kids play because they don't know what to do next? Why do companies rebrand? What business benefit do they get from it? Because personally, from speaking from personal experience, company rebrands are a lot of money spent, exactly. So because you're kind of involving a branding agency, or you have an in-house branding agencies, there's the whole change of logo, colors, changing the entire website, changing your website experience, changing everything on your site, the articles, the product UI, everything else. It's a huge undertaking, right? So why do companies rebrand? And while I've seen these rebrands happening, in my particular experience, it happens for one of these two reasons, okay? So either the company is moving its target audience, right? So let's say this particularly happened for a rebrand that I saw for this email marketing software called Drip. And that's what I think they did. So Drip was an email marketing software for small, medium businesses. It had all of these Drip campaigns. It had this beautiful visual workflow, and they'd been there for many years, and they were a great tool that I really liked. And I think about a year ago, they changed their brand completely, and immediately all of their copy talked about e-commerce companies. Their product was talking to e-commerce companies specifically and not any other company itself. And I felt that was probably the rebrand was them just kind of shifting or moving that target audience from just being an email marketing software that is kind of exists in this big market for SMBs, right? Just one of the 100 or 1,000 tools. Or you could be one of the 10 tools and probably the top one in that for a smaller market, which is e-commerce companies. Probably that's why they did that. And this is kind of similar to the other reason why companies rebrand, which is they want to expand and address, to a much larger market to grow. And this is something, let's say, we faced at Hubstaff. So at Hubstaff, we had a rebrand probably 2 years back. And the rebrand was particularly for this reason, right? We, for a long time, had been a time tracking software for remote teams and agencies, right? And then over time, we had kind of reached a stage where we were the top three in, the top three time tracking apps in the world of agencies and remote teams. Anyone in that space knew we existed and we were in the purchase decision. And when you're in that space, your product awareness is pretty much 100% in that market. So for you to grow to a much wider, bigger audience, right? Yes, you could start creating pages and you could, start doing all of the other efforts to kind of expand to other markets, right? But you need to change your copy. You need to change how you talk to your customers. You need to change your messaging, product messaging on third-party sites, on social media sites, on the way we've got product messaging on the blog, all of those different things, right? So it's much easier to rebrand and show that there's this whole new there's this whole product with like a much bigger vision and much bigger thing, like a complete rebirth of a product, because it is a good PR item as well, and it's a good way, it's a good exercise to kind of change everything, which was originally focused on a much smaller market to address a much wider market. So for us, we transitioned from being a time tracking software for agencies to being a time tracking app for everybody, which included field service companies and all of those different other markets. And for that particular reason, we changed the messaging and the brand colors and all of that stuff. So that is particularly why companies rebrand. It's not although it would have been fun, it's not a game for rich kids because they don't know what to do next. It's just a positioning exercise. And if you want to learn more about positioning, or if you want to learn my experiences with positioning, let me know on madhav@remotemarketing.org or request for it, and I will cover it in one of the upcoming episodes. All right. Have a good one. Thanks a lot for listening. See you in the next episode.